Yeah, good day, my good listeners. You're listening to Independent TV 7. This is on Twitter, regardless of that. Is Nigeria about to be kicked out of the Commonwealth? That is coming from Twitter. Yes, every day Twitter remains banned in Nigeria, cost our economy $6 million. But could the ban cost our place in the Commonwealth too? This week, it has been reported that the Commonwealth is following developments in Nigeria very closely. Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland has stated that the Commonwealth is closely monitoring developments around suspension of Twitter and allegations of repression of the right to freedom of expression, access to information, media freedom, as well as disregard for the rule of law in Nigeria. Baroness Scotland continued by saying all Commonwealth member countries, including Nigeria, have obligations and commitments to uphold of expression as one of the core values and principles of the Commonwealth Charter. The most serious punishment for members is indefinite suspension, something which has only happened 4 times in the history of the Commonwealth, and in the case of Pakistan and Fiji, only in the aftermath of military coups. You may think that the Commonwealth is just a relic of the British Empire, but it is a proven fact that the organization helps member countries improve their export competitiveness, diversify their exports, and secure better trade deals. As Nigeria faces up to the twin challenges of recovering from the impact of COVID-19 and a post-oil future, these are things we need to take very seriously. Before the pandemic, trade among Commonwealth countries was valued at close to $700 billion a year. These trading relationships are more important than ever as our nation strives to recover from it. Well, intra-Commonwealth inward investment, when an overseas company establishes its operations in a foreign country, was valued at $870 billion in the name and same period. A share of this investment is critical to creating the jobs which will solve our unemployment crisis and raise living standards across Nigeria. Commonwealth heads of government have committed to attempting to increase intra-Commonwealth trade to $2 trillion by 2030. And following its exit from the European Union, the United Kingdom is actively, pursuing trade agreements with other Commonwealth states as part of its independent trade policy. This situation is about much more than Twitter. Other government efforts to apparently regulate private broadcasting and digital media has not just been criticized by civil society organizations at home, they have been noticed abroad. All of these gains will be off limits to Nigeria if we willingly accept international pariah status, like, bringing back the Twitter. Well, Baroness Scotland is said to be engaging the relevant stakeholders with regards to the situation in our nation. That's something we need to be doing too, as it is right now. Rescuing our international reputation begins with democratic renewal at home. In the 21st century, the both civil society and the global economy will become more and more independent on individual connections between people made possible by the digital technology. We need to stop building walls and start building bridges. We need to start meaningful conversations between electors and elected. That's why the digital democracy campaign I lead created Rate Your Leader, a free app connecting people and politics. Okay, one word I want us to hold firmly when is buttressing the point that we need to pass the electoral and the electronic voting, which it has been included here, that we need to stop building walls and start building bridges. We need to start meaningful conversation between electors and elected. That's why the digital democracy campaign I lead created Rate Your Leader, a free app connecting people and politics. That is why we need electronic voting so that it can be broadcasted. There won't be rigging. Well, Rate Your Leader allows users to identify local leaders and to contact them with a touch of button, highlighting problems and worries person to person, but also allowing communities to collaborate to make local areas better. The app also allows politicians to better understand what matters most to the people who elect them. At a time when the government has obstructed an important channel of communication between electors and elected rates, your leader allows people to put questions directly to local leaders. Rate Your Leader also lets local people rate politicians for accessibility, transparency, and honesty, building trust in both politicians and political institutions. Nigerian suspension from the Commonwealth is not merely an academic possibility. It has already happened to us. In 1994, we were suspended for 5 years following the execution of 10 human activists, causing great damage both our reputation and our development. We were even publicly condemned by Nelson Mandela himself. Indeed, Nigeria's readmission to the Commonwealth was conditional and on the completion of democratic elections in 1999, after which outgoing military ruler General Abdulsalami stated, "I have no doubt democracy has come to stay." International observers are clearly asking themselves if this is still the case. We should be complying the Commonwealth Charter and other international human rights standards as a matter of routine. But when do not do so, and when we do not do so, potentially it jeopardizes our future prosperity, and it is clearly time to think again. Well, that is what it is, and it's coming so fast and eating us hard that if eventually Commonwealth has been kicked Nigerian out, I don't know, but in the issue of Twitter ban, it is so likely to be it that we do not have any thing to gain, or rather we rather lose the Commonwealth friendship and inclusion which Nigeria did to itself by suspending Twitter. Well, so many people have been reacting towards this. Freedom of expression should get limits. Now Commonwealth gets Twitter, they should Commonwealth their wealth. That's what this person is saying. But in other words, some persons have replied to this person, and the comments will be going thus. But before I read so many of those comments replying this person saying freedom of speech should have limits. Yes, definitely freedom of speech has a limit and limitation, provided you are not using your post or your tweet or your freedom of speech to oppress or to post a genocidal threat, which is not acceptable. But notwithstanding, we should have iota of opinion to ourselves. Born to suffer, clueless human being, where is the president? Okay, this person is replying this person. Yes, it is only the northerners that will make the above useless statement, and the name has really confirmed it. Religion and ethnicity has destroyed this country. If not, how can a rational human being will still be defending and supporting this current government, with insecurity, mindless killings everywhere? So in the issue of a Twitter ban in Nigeria, that is what it is saying. Well, according to Cham says, in my opinion, any person or group thinking that ban on Twitter will attract penalty against Nigeria government, be it in United Nations, EU, African Union, ECOWAS, and Commonwealth, is getting it wrong. Have Nigerian government under General Buhari not committed more atrocious human rights abuses against its citizens? The world have never turned a listening ear to the killing of Nigerians by a government which ought to protect them. Which human rights abuse is worse than the unalienable right to life? Until Nigerians go to the streets, no world power will ever behave as if anything is going on. Much more so, a Fulani woman from Gobe State has been planted at United Nations as Deputy Secretary General to destroy whatever papers that may be presented. It doesn't really matter if they like. The Buhari should go and guide himself at Commonwealth and be an ambassador. It doesn't really matter. Justice should prevail. I want to tell or remind the Nigerians that Twitter was banned by Nigeria was banned by Commonwealth during the traumatic era of General Sani Abacha, when our own Chief Emeka Anyaoku was the Sec General of Commonwealth. So banning Nigeria again will not be the first time of banning Nigeria. It has been banned once, and now released. So Commonwealth can still, ban Nigeria from participating in Commonwealth activities.